Hello, my name is David Anderson of Accusound. I'm the owner of Accusound and the designer and the manufacturer of the Accusound products. Today we're going to look at the acoustic amplifier, the AMA1. So we have to take a look at the controls on the back of the amplifier. They're in three main sections: channel 1, channel 2 and the output section. Channel 1 and channel 2 are identical, therefore I'll go through the controls on channel 1, but they're exactly the same on channel 2. First of all, we'll look at the input. That's on a combo socket, which means it will take 3-pin XLR or 1/4-inch jack. All the Accusound microphone systems have a 3-pin XLR output, but other instruments, etc., sometimes use 1/4-inch jack, which you can put on the same socket. Our microphones will use phantom power, and there's a phantom power switch here. When pressed in, the light will light up and power supply will be supplied to the microphone to make it operate. Other manufacturers use phantom power as well, but if that's not available, you can use a battery. Now on the input side, we have white knobs which indicate a volume setting. All the knobs are color coded and they do a similar thing whichever the color is. So when you put your signal into the amplifier, first of all, you will adjust this level to get the level you require from that particular instrument. If you're using two instruments or an instrument and a voice, you would adjust these two individually till you get the balance between them correct. If one of the inputs is from a CD player or something similar to give you either a backing track or for background music, you may need to use the level or attenuator button here. This will reduce the level significantly if you've got a very loud input signal, as you may get from a CD player. The next set of knobs are the blue coded ones. This is a sort of elaborate tone control. We'll talk about that more in another video. It's called a parametric frequency response, and that means you can adjust the frequency on which it behaves. You can still decrease and increase that level. If we now go into the yellow knobs, which are the standard control, we've got treble, we've got mid, and we've got bass. If you turn the knob anti-clockwise, it will cut that frequency. So turning the treble knob to the left will reduce the treble output. If you turn it clockwise, it will increase it. That is the same for the treble and the bass, which obviously is the low frequency end. You have a mid section which also does a cut and a boost, and that is for the middle of the range. When the signal passes through the two inputs, it then comes to the output section. Now the output section has its own volume control, which means when you balance up channel 1 and channel 2, you can increase the level of the two channels simultaneously using this one knob. Equally, it will turn both signals down if it becomes too loud. The output section also has a reverb or special effects, sound effects control. This will allow you to select one of 16 built-in sound effects. Those are listed on the back of the amplifier here, so you can select whichever one you wish. Then the level applied to each individual channel is set by the individual channel knobs. Again, color-coded red. You have to have the same sound effect on each channel, but you can have a different level on each channel. So one channel you may decide to have halfway, and the other one you may decide to have nothing on it, but you can select those. The two sockets here labelled FX send and FX return, they allow you to use foot pedals with the amplifier. Once you've gone through the 16 built-in effects, you may decide you want some other effects which are available through any of the music shops, and you can apply those through the effects send and return. This will apply the same sound effect to both channels, and you don't have any control through the amplifier on these effects. They're all done through the pedals. You also have a headphone socket, which means you can listen to the music through your headphones with its own independent level control. This also means you can turn the main amplifier down while still turning your headphones up if you want to listen to it louder. You also have a DI output. This allows you to take the signal from this amplifier and feed it into another system. Now that other system may be a mixer amplifier feeding the front of house in a larger audience, or it may be another amplifier on the other side of the stage, so you have two signal sources. This DI output can be taking the signal from either before or after this final master volume control. And to select that, you use this button, which puts it pre or post final fader. If it's on pre, that means you get everything out of the amplifier, and this has no control over it, so the full level comes out of here, which is good if you're sending it to a mixing desk for front of house work. That allows the sound engineer to adjust what he wants the front of house to hear. If you put it as post, then this volume control will change the level that comes out here, and that means if you have a second amplifier on the same stage, you are controlling both of them using this single volume control. You also have an output here for a passive loudspeaker. That's a loudspeaker that maybe has no electronics, no amplifier in it, and it's simply powered straight off this amplifier and this speaker, and you'll use the same volume control to change that as well. The mains power input is by a standard 3-pin main socket, and it has an on-off switch at the side, which illuminates red when the amplifier is on. Signal monitoring coming through the amplifier is done by small clip LEDs, one above this socket, one above this socket, and an output version at this end. These lights, these two on channel 1 and channel 2, will normally flicker green when you have a good level signal coming in. Occasionally they may flash red, and if they are doing so, that's giving a warning that you may be getting to a level that will cause distortion. The output LED, clipping LED, only clips red when there is an output that is getting very close to clipping. It doesn't have a green version, so the signal coming out will always be correct if you have green on these two inputs and nothing coming out the last one. So this is the AMA1, our acoustic amplifier. It weighs about 8 kilograms. It has a very robust loudspeaker on the front, which is protected by a metal grid behind, and can be mounted on a tripod, as we have here, or mounted on a stand on the floor. Thank you very much, and please give me a call or send me an email if you want to discuss this amplifier any further, or if you want any questions about how to use it.